I mentioned in an earlier video that I was holding off on one specific birthday present I got recently to do its own video, and here we go. As you know, I'm a big fan of the original Star Trek. The Star Trek in general is my favorite thing ever. It always has a place in my mind on a daily basis, and one of my favorite episodes of the original series is Balance of Terror. I loved the first look at the Romulans, the Cold War allegory, the examination of the spaceship, the combat at the time playing out more as submarine warfare. It really just gave a very tense feeling, and it's one of my favorite confrontations in all of Star Trek. It's really up there just because of the feeling of tension and strategy throughout the whole thing. It's just a very fantastic early episode, and one of my favorites in the background here. I have the Laserdisc release. I really enjoy these earlier Paramount Home Video Laserdisc release for the original series. And the gift that I got is not only cool because of its relation to Star Trek and specifically Balance of Terror, but also just the personal connection to it. Amanda's dad, my father-in-law, gave me, I have it in this protective sleeve. Let me pull it out very carefully here before I bring it on screen. First up, these two very old Space Command patches. Here's on the screen. And this is amazing. This is getting into real vintage stuff here. Let's open up the first page. We have an original script, a revised final draft. You can see on the bottom here, July 18th, 1966, of the script for Balance of Terror. And this is just super cool. I mean, just for what it is amazing and a lot of fun to look through, and I try to be very, very careful with this. And this is something that my father-in-law picked up at a very early Star Trek convention, one of the first ones that was in New York, back when the original Star Trek was Star Trek. That's all there was the original series. So this is just a really amazing, cool, authentic piece of history. And as a Star Trek fan, it's spectacular, and just knowing the history and the journey of this script, it's a lot of fun. I sat and read through it very, very carefully the other night. Just want to keep it in really good condition because, the personal connection to, this is something that, my father-in-law, someone I really, really love and was important in my life, had through most of his life, since long before I was even born, and then, to pass it down to me. This is like a family heirloom type item. Just something that was in his collection as a huge fan of Star Trek his whole life, and then to pass it on, to me, he's been a huge fan of Star Trek my entire life, starting with, TNG I was born into and watching old reruns of the original series. This is just something really, really cool and special, and I wanted to share briefly with you guys. Just a very, very cool item that I'm very proud to have in the Star Trek collection.